Imagine walking into McDonald's. You order a drink, some fries, maybe a burger. Then you peel a small Monopoly sticker from the packaging, and suddenly your heart starts racing. What if this is the winning piece? What if today is the day your life changes? For years, millions of Americans asked themselves that exact question. They believed anyone could win. Cars, luxury vacations, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But there was one problem. Many of those prizes were never truly available to ordinary players because someone had already decided who would win. And for years, nobody knew. This is the unbelievable story of the McDonald's Monopoly scam. One of the largest frauds ever hidden inside a fast food promotion. In the 1990s, McDonald's Monopoly was everywhere. The game was simple. Buy food, collect game pieces, match properties, win prizes. It sounded harmless, but it became a national obsession. People bought extra meals just to get more stickers. Families saved game pieces. Friends compared collections. The promotion generated huge excitement and even bigger profits. Millions of people played. And that was exactly what made the scam so powerful. Behind the scenes, McDonald's didn't manage every part of the promotion itself. A separate company called Simon Marketing helped run the game. And inside that company worked a man named Jerome Jacobson. At first glance, there was nothing remarkable about him. He wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't a billionaire. He wasn't a criminal mastermind from a movie. He was simply a trusted employee. But sometimes the most dangerous person in a system is the one everyone trusts. Jacobson's job gave him access to something extremely valuable: the rare winning game pieces. The pieces worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The pieces people across America desperately wanted to find. And one day, he realized something. He could take them, not all of them, enough to change his life forever. Jacobson secretly removed them from the system. Think about that for a second. While millions of people were buying food and hoping for a miracle, the biggest prizes had already been intercepted. The game was being controlled from the inside. But Jacobson faced a problem. If he claimed the prizes himself, suspicion would immediately follow. So he created a different plan. A much smarter plan. He began recruiting people, friends, relatives. The deal was simple. They would claim the prize. Then they would secretly share the money, and it worked again and again. Winners kept appearing across the country. People celebrated. News stations reported the victories. Huge checks were handed out. Smiles filled television screens. Everything looked completely normal. But behind those smiles was a secret network, quietly collecting millions of dollars. For years, nobody noticed, and that's what makes this story so fascinating. Not the money, not the prizes, not even the fraud. It's the fact that the scheme survived for so long. The scam wasn't hiding from the system. It was hiding inside the system. Eventually, however, every secret becomes harder to protect. One day, the FBI received a tip. At first, the claim sounded ridiculous. A fast food game being rigged. It sounded more like a conspiracy theory than a real crime. But investigators decided to take a closer look, and what they discovered was strange. Some winners knew each other. Others shared unexpected connections. Patterns started appearing. The more agents investigated, the more suspicious everything became. Winning wasn't as random as it seemed. Suddenly, a simple promotional game had become a federal investigation. The FBI began following the money, reviewing records, connecting relationships, building timelines. Piece by piece, the puzzle came together. And eventually, all roads led back to one man, Jerome Jacobson, the trusted employee responsible for protecting the game's most valuable pieces. In 2001, the operation finally collapsed. Arrests followed. The network unraveled. And the truth shocked the country. For years, millions of people believed luck determined the winners. But luck had very little to do with it. The biggest prizes had often been assigned long before the public ever had a chance. More than 50 people eventually became connected to the fraud investigation. The scandal made national headlines, and one of America's most famous promotions was forever changed. But the most interesting lesson isn't about McDonald's. It isn't about Monopoly. It's about human nature. Because whenever people see a system that appears successful, they assume it's secure. Whenever something becomes familiar, people stop questioning it. And sometimes that's exactly when the biggest problems begin. In reality, someone else already knew where many of the winning pieces would end up, and for years, nobody noticed.